All right, and we should be live. So, I am going to continue on with the forms validation project that we were working on last time, and I know that was on Sunday. It was a little bit, it was a little bit of a long time ago, sort of, kind of. And I was tweaking around with this, or tweaking, I guess. I was tweaking this code today, actually, a little bit, because I wanted to fix that. There was a error with the router, and so my way around that was, yo, Jay, you're on top of it. How's it going? But anyway, the error was because, how's it going, Gervier? Welcome. Not too much, not too much. It's been a good break. I hope you guys have had a good start to your week. But yeah, no, I was going into the TypeScript error here. So basically, the reason why there was an error, for some reason, when I was combining the validation stack or whatever it is with the middleware function, and I was passing that to the route, it didn't like the data type. So I just split the validation, whatever it is, the validation chain and the middleware function. It's going just studying for a calculus exam. Best of luck. You got this. I hated calculus, kind of, low-key. I only took calculus, like as little calculus as I needed, which is basically just like intro calc 1 and 2, like for university. So like we basically, like we didn't get into any super complicated stuff. Anyway, so I kind of just wrote a note on why I feel like this is kind of messy, but maybe not. Anyway, so the plan is to just finish this up, and derivative rules seem so arbitrary. Yeah, I know. Like what is it? The chain rule, and what's the other one? The power. Well, the power rule makes sense, but the chain rule, those are the ones I remember. Anyway, so the plan next is I was playing around with this, so we can create a new user. First of all, the styling is garbage, but that's not a big deal. I could actually, you know what, just to fix the styling really quick, just so it's not all horizontal. Where is the, okay. So I will put these all into divs maybe, or I could just add line breaks. That would be the easy, cheap method. Just because, like, I don't want them all on one line. Okay, so that should fix that problem. Okay, yeah. I mean, they're not really lined up well, but now at least they're... Oh, and then I'll create another one here. But anyway, so now that it's like this. Okay, good. Maybe like add 2 breaks here and then another break underneath. Okay, sure. All right, so now we have our fields. So we can add fields. Oh wait, let's just do BenStack. That was my real last name. Oops, too bad. It's okay. I was testing this. Earlier. Anyway, that is kind of already out there on the internet anyway, so I don't really care. But I'd like to not do that. This is a test. Okay. All right. So this is our user that's been added. Okay. The only problem is, and I have a feeling I know why, maybe, but when we try to update this user, oh yeah, the updater needs to have its breaks as well. Password didn't leak, so you're good. Yes, exactly. No, when I was testing this earlier, I put my real last name. I don't really care. Again, my real information's on the internet anyway. So like, if you really want to dig and like look up my shit, you can. You're EJS for this project, yeah. So, Gervier, that's what the Odin Project is using. I don't like it personally, and Jay and I decided that, well, Jay kind of suggested to me that I was going to move on from EJS after this project, but I kind of, which is good because I hate it. But it's just because that's what Odin's doing. So I'm just kind of following their example and expanding on it. But we're going to use another, I forget the name of it. I think it was like Pug or something. Another template language. Oops, bra break. Okay, so that should be, now if I refresh this there. Okay, so we have so the bio didn't populate for some reason. I don't know why that is. Maybe the text area value is different. Otherwise, you could have used any front-end framework. Yeah, that's true. I don't, the only thing is I don't know how to, I would have for like React, for instance, if I was using React, I would have had to, I don't actually know how to connect React to the backend. I haven't learned how to do that yet. I'd imagine it's easy, but I haven't, I just did that just for this project, but I can look into that after. Okay, so yeah, back to user list. It doesn't populate with the bio, which I don't know why. Text area bio, or not bio, dumb. Value. Default value, its name, okay. Oh, it's literally in the, that's right, it's different. It's literally in the, in this, so it's not value, it's literally just this. So that'll fix that. So now when we update this, it'll populate our bio. There we go. I feel like they're gonna spring you that onto you, and that there's a huge gap. Yeah. Like what, between using like a templating language and like using React with a backend? Because like the way I kind of see it is like you have your front end project and your back end project that are kind of almost like two separate projects in a way, and then they just kind of communicate through little like lines of communication. Exactly, yeah. You're also building my B2B startup right now. Let's see how far I can go. Mostly I ended up dropping the projects after some development, and I hate the non-commitment. Yeah, you know what it is? I know exactly how you feel, Gravier, because I have had many things in my life as well where like I want to commit to making a project and then it never follows through. When I was a kid, I wanted to make games. There were many different things I wanted to do. I wanted to, improve my piano and get to the point where I could perform like professionally. I wanted to like jazz improvisation. I wanted to do a bunch of shit. And nothing really stuck up until this point. This YouTube channel honestly is like the first thing that I've ever had in my life that probably I've stuck to for this long. So I don't know. I think the most important thing when it comes to sticking to things is to kind of have an accountability system. Like, you folks keep me accountable, and I keep like for these streams. Like, I feel not obligated, but I feel like I want to show up to the streams because it is kind of a mutually beneficial exercise, right? So even on nights that I don't feel like streaming, like I still come. Like that's the thing. That's the hack, I think, is you have to have some sort of like push through the difficult parts. You have to, because it's going to get difficult. It's even if you love it, doesn't matter what it is, you're eventually going to get to a point where you're like, I don't want to do this, but you just got to do it. But over time, the enjoyment fades away and the project gets dropped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, initially, because that initial push is your the newness of it. It's because it has novelty, right? But as soon as you get used to the idea, and this is true with like anything, your brain kind of gets tired of it because it's used to it, and then it wants something new. It's always craving something new. That's why people like are addicted to like social media, because they have to keep scrolling to get a hit of dopamine, right? So when a project becomes old and you kind of are used to the code base and you're used to the project, it's like there's no more dopamine, right? Like even with this YouTube channel, I'm not gonna lie, like it's not nearly as acutely exciting as it used to be when I was just starting out. But I'm still coming and showing up because I know if I keep showing up that eventually great things are gonna come of this channel, whether it's small scale or a large scale, I don't know. But that's kind of like my, I guess, drive forward. And like on top of working a full-time job, like there's things I have to consider. Okay, but anyway, so the problem is if I have this here and I update the user, when I update the user, it creates another instance with the exact same ID. And so the problem with that is it's the our methods here, our controller methods are not updating, the update methods are not updating properly. So yeah, we just need to fix that. I think monetary gains from a project could be a good motivating factor, but for that you have to reach a certain level to be able to have some cash flow from it. Yeah, exactly. Like even with this YouTube channel, I still haven't made a single cent off of this YouTube channel. I'm getting close to making money off of it, even if it's a little bit. I'm getting close, but I'm not quite there yet. But I agree with you. I think once I start making a little bit of money from the YouTube channel, even if it's like $50 a month, I don't care. That's like $50 a month. That's like it's like an electricity bill, right? Like, you know, it helps you in some way, or that's like one grocery shop or whatever, right? Like medium-sized grocery shop. But you know what I mean? Like even that money, it's like it motivates you to keep you going forward. So I totally get what you're talking about. Anyway, so all right. So I think I need to actually look at the logic for this. So when I press the update user button, I submit a post to the slash user ID slash update post right here, and then that's routed through this, right? So then we need to, I think that's just the middleware that needs to be edited. YouTube is also a long-term game. You might have trust, you have trust and put efforts without caring about the money initially. You have to. Exactly. Or else you'll be very disappointed. Like I've been reading on Reddit, for example, of r/ like small creators or whatever. I don't really like go on it too much, but people get so discouraged so early, and I'm like, you guys, you gotta just chill. You know, it takes time. It's like growing a garden, right? You have to tend it with water, which is content, I guess, or streams or whatever, however you do it, and the things will grow eventually. But you have to make sure you feed it the right fertilizers and give it water and sunlight, and you know things will grow from it. But anyway, I could go into that metaphor more, but that's kind of how I think about it. Okay, so this is our post. So we get the user. So this get user is returning the params as an object, I think, right? It's the user type, which is fine. And then the thing that it's not doing is when we call update user, it is not deleting the old record correctly. So that actually is in the user storage object that we might need to change. So this we might actually need to update. And I was thinking of actually changing the user data to be a set or just a set, or maybe even a dictionary or something instead of an array, because I feel like that makes more sense. But I honestly forget how to do that. What issue am I facing with my update method? So basically, Gravier, so the idea is I have UUIDs for each user, right? And this is just like a dummy user creation. They don't do anything. There's just some fields, right? So if I update a user, and even if I keep the info the exact same, well, I can even change it or whatever. It doesn't matter. But when I press update, it adds it as another record, right? Which my current method for this is to essentially delete the existing. This is kind of bad probably, but it's to delete the existing user, get the data from the current user in case nothing's changed, and then delete the user, and then basically repopulate the list, the user data list. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm doing. That's essentially what I'm doing right now. And so basically what I'm doing is I return true to if the current user exists, otherwise return false. You're trying to update a user that doesn't exist. I believe a map with the user ID as the key should fix it for you. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of what I was thinking, like a map or a set. I honestly just forget how to do maps in JavaScript. I'm kind of done. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So let's just do this again. Okay, so then we have it as a map, and then so we can add the users, and then this would be, we'd have to map.set it, right? And then so what we would do is we'd have the ID be, you know, it's the key or whatever it is. Whoops, I need to actually copy that. And then that, the user type, which actually we can remove the ID from. because we don't need that. Okay, so property set does not exist on user type. Oh, because it's this. It's this. That's why. Map KV. Oh, okay. String and then user type. There we go. That's what we want. You'd also need to update the type for the user data, user type. I can figure that out. I think you can figure that out. Yeah. I was one step ahead of you, Gervier. I was getting there. Okay, so we have the map, and then so then we set the ID here. The only thing is this is going to change getting users, and I think I could do like, there's a way of probably mapping this. So then the deletion is really easy. We can just do this dot user data dot delete ID instead. So that's a really easy method. And then I think I could probably, I think I could just set it again, right? I think you map dot get would be the get user. So this dot user dot get ID. I should actually say if ID. Else, otherwise return like undefined or something. Which, I mean, it would anyway, but just to be explicit. You'll definitely need try catches now. For the middleware? Yeah, probably for the middleware. I'm just updating the, like, object first, I guess. Or the class, the user storage class. But yeah, no, that's probably true. Okay, so we don't need to do this. So the add user is we need to, okay, so this is dot set, but I think that's the right, or is there a dot add? I forget. New map. Oh no, it's set. It is set. Yeah, anytime you're accessing those methods from that route, undefined is still value. Yeah. I got you. So I'll do try catch. I'll do that refactor after I'm done this part here. Okay, so I think I've got everything I need. I mean, this is kind of I'm kind of just keeping with the same schema I have here. I probably don't need to, because if I do set on an ID that already exists, it doesn't matter, right? The thing when I saw you complete the React course and that by now you would have a good idea about the types. And for that reason I didn't give you new types mainly because it defeats the purpose of learning. Yeah, exactly. No, I've still got, and the thing is like, I kind of like, I have to maybe relearn some things, like a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. So we have add user. I just want to like change, I want to refactor this. I want to refactor this to instead of deleting, we'll just do this dot user data dot set, and then we'll do the ID. And then this is an object, right? And then I think this will work just fine. And then basically we keep the old bio if it is same. Okay, why is this not working? Because the left upper end is nullish. Oh. Can I not do... Oh, because it's like this. I'm done. Yeah. Because I need to set the fields. Yeah, I got it. Okay, there we go. What is your position at my job? My position is, without getting into too much detail, I essentially manage, or I kind of manage and administrate different systems at our agency. Systems varying from package deployment with Azure to right now our agency is trying to implement a new automatic signatures, like email signatures, right? Automatically provision those email signatures that are based off of the employee data in Active Directory, and then I'm kind of creating those those data pipelines and connecting like different systems to each other in kind of like a data-centric way. Although the job is way easier than it sounds. It sounds complicated when I describe it, but it's pretty easy. I can just share the role name. Well, the role name doesn't really... the role name is kind of weird because it's not... it would kind of tell what my job is, and I don't really want to give that away. And the other thing, like with my sector, I guess. I mean, it's IT, but like it's in a broader sector. The other thing is, if you want to DM me later, I don't mind telling like people individually, but just not for the stream record, because it is like related to the government. But the other thing is, it's essentially like a mix between a database administrator and a systems administrator, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like both. I kind of do both things. And then I also do some like coordination. It's like clerical tasks as well. Yeah, I don't write much code at all. Although I will say I did. He's a spy. No, I'm not a spy. I just work in a field where confidentiality is important, and not for any secretive like government like project reasons or anything like that. Just the nature of what we work with is sensitive information. That's all. Anyway, with that out of the way, it's essentially a mix between a database administrator and a systems administrator. It's not even a mix. It's like both. But I also coordinate meetings between different departments. I coordinate communication between my manager and MSPs that we work with, or whatever. So I'm usually the person that's like doing all that organization, which is annoying, but it is what it is. But yeah, no, it's no code. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, I was deploying an app for help desk, and it actually did require a mini PowerShell script. So I did do some coding actually last week, but it was like a 5-line PowerShell script, so I don't really count that as coding. But anyway, all right, so this should be fine. So now this should actually update the user in the right way, I think. So we can refresh and give this a go. So last name's required, so stack. And then I'll say my age, and then we'll do our suggestions. And then, okay, so we create a new user, and then we'll update them. Oh, okay, now that can't be reached, but there's probably an error. Oh yeah, because I didn't do the try catch shit yet. That's right, I didn't do the try catch. I need to do the try catch. Okay, let's just kill this and redo that. Sure, okay. Whoops. I didn't want that to go in a new window. All right, let's go back to that. Okay, so that was in the middleware. So for creating a user, we will, so this is the create post. So we'll do a try catch on this guy. Catch error. And then throw error, maybe? I think we could just throw it. I don't think we need to do anything else with it, do we? I don't know. I think it had something to do with my href not populating the ID. No, I think it did. I think it did populate the ID, but I can take a look at that again. I don't think I need try catches for the gets, right? Although maybe I do. Because anytime I'm calling that API, I guess I should use try catch. Although this is like try catch for every middleware, which I guess is, maybe common. Okay, so this is the validate user routine, and then we've got the res render. This does not need try catch here, I don't think. Although yeah, it does because we have user data here. This one doesn't, but this one does because we're calling the API here. I could be more fancy with the catch here. I would have res.status or whatever it is, and I actually might need to do that anyway. But I'm just doing throw error just for now. But I try open source coding models, and they're pretty good. I've now started to use them for time-consuming things. Yeah, I agree, Gurveer, totally. I think like in the next year or so, I can see myself transitioning to integrating some level of AI into my workflow for sure. Like once I start getting into serious project building. I agree. But I think for more complicated, especially back-end tasks, I think it's good to write by hand, and for learning too. What's cooking? Not too much, just working on this user list thing that we were doing last stream, and I'm just trying to, I guess, debug it. Try, and we'll just do, I'm just kind of wrapping everything in try catch. And again, I can make the catch statements or the catch conditions more thought out after. And the deletion, I don't think that was working either. Whoops. Okay, that should be fine. All right, so I'm gonna take my first 5-minute break here, and then, yeah, so just kind of chill for a bit. But I think that's everything. This one doesn't need try catch, yeah, and I have it for all the others. And again, I'll probably do some, throw a 404, not a 404 necessarily, but some sort of error status. So once I don't know if maybe I need to do like call some sort of error handling middleware. That might be what I can do. I can probably call some error handler function or something like that. And I wonder even if there is error handling. No, I don't need. It doesn't say to necessarily put an exact error handling middleware, but that might be good to include. And then this is essentially the map of what I'm building for reference. Yeah. And then just refactoring, figuring this out. This is basically just an example. It was like a follow-along project for this forms and data handling section. Seems like I'm getting the hang of it. Yeah, I hope so. I would say I'm like 80% confident. So yeah, that's the plan. And then after this lesson, I might take a look at these. Well, I'll probably take a look at these. I probably won't make notes on them, but I'll just glance at these, and then after that, we're gonna do Postgres database, working with a database. When returning undefined, you might want to throw an error so the route can catch it. Okay, good idea. That actually is true. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that after. Okay, so that makes sense actually, because I guess for the try catch, like, so you can return an error, like you can return error like this, right? And then have a message attached to it. Okay, that's actually a better idea, I think. But because the error, I would assume an error object is falsy, right? Or at least it's like caught by the try catch, like it wouldn't let the try go through, or like it wouldn't say it was successful, or something like that. I'm not sure. If a not ID, throw new error. Yeah, okay, got you. Right, because it's an object, so you have to construct it. Yeah, I got you. So then I could just do that as like a precondition, right? Yeah. I would never assume something is falsy or truthy in JS. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's actually look that up. Are error objects in JS falsy? Maybe not. Let's just look this up. Null, undefined, false. No, I guess it isn't. Not a number. 0, -0, 0, n, string, an empty string, and document.all. For some reason. Interesting. Okay. All right, good to know. I guess that makes sense then. I guess that makes sense because it's specific. The error is specific to the try catch, right? So that actually does make sense. But yeah. Hope everyone's had a good start to their week. Mine's been chill. Hopefully things are going to be less chaotic than they have been last few weeks. And like I can have a more dependable schedule, but you know, it is what it is. How's my week going? It's all right. I saw a movie yesterday, so that was fun. And then the day before that, we had some maintenance people come to the apartment because shit is broken in here, although it got fixed. I'm happy to report we can do laundry in our apartment now because the washer was broken and it's been fixed. So, but that was annoying. I won't lie. But anyway, so that's good. I need a larger SSD on my main computer. I'm struggling. Oh, dang. What do I have in my main? I think I have a terabyte. I have 1 terabyte on my main. And then this laptop, my MacBook Pro, has 512 gigabytes. But I also have, what do I have? I think I have a terabyte of iCloud as well. A terabyte, yeah. I don't know. I find a terabyte just fine for my needs, but I also don't like store a whole lot. Like I don't have a lot of big files on my main. I actually just switched it over to Linux, so it actually got less bloated than it was. So I've got like 800 gigabytes free or some shit. But anyway, yeah, no, you could always like. Would you get a new SSD or could you just insert like? Does your what is it? A PCIe? Using NPM will cause a lot of bloat over time. Ah, that makes sense. I don't know like what my disk is actually at now. Let's look at disk utility on Mac here. Oh yeah, interesting. Okay, so I have 270 gigabytes free and 202 used. So I'm at like 40% of my disk usage here. Interesting. That actually does make sense though. You have a Mac Studio. Ah, gotcha. Oh, right, okay. Because I was going to say, because like my built PC has like a extra PCIe slot, so if I wanted to get another terabyte, I could just put it in there. And I'll use that for university stuff. For programming, I have an external 512 gigabyte SSD with Linux installed. Nice. That's awesome. So do you plug that SSD into your main computer and then boot from it or something? Like, or do you, like I would assume that's what you do. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, okay. So let's do that if not ID thing here. Return new error, and then we'll say like, actually we'll do it like this. User with, I should say, user with does not exist. Good. Now, what is the problem with this shit here? First name does not exist on user type or error. Ah, because this could be an error. So that's a little bit of a problem. Actually, well, I say if current user is not instance of, maybe. I should say, maybe. Or is it not instance of? What's the right way to check this? Why is this? You always have the SSD plugged into the laptop whenever I want to access my programming workspace. Oh, yeah, exactly. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, it's type of, I guess. Well, no, that's not right either. I mean, I could just say if current user type like this. No, because that's for an argument. For a function. Custom type, TypeScript. You can use type of to check. No, I didn't think so. It's creating types. Type of is not, that's just for primitives, isn't it? I guess it wouldn't really be instance of because this is just a type, it's not an interface. Current user. As user type, maybe? No, it still doesn't work. Can't cast it or anything like that. Current user instance of error. Oh, I see, okay. That works, maybe. Oh, whoops, wrong. Oh no, that should work. You allow the user to pass in new data partial. I'm not sure if that works. Oh, I see. Yeah, that would also be good. That'd also be good. That actually is probably a better. That actually is probably a better approach, having a partial. Because the way that I'm doing this here, Gervier, is just kind of having. Yeah, no, that's actually good. You also deconstruct it. Yeah, okay. But like with that, but it's a returning. It's not returning two things. Error, user type, or undefined. So we need to actually modify the get. Oh no, because the get could be undefined. Yeah, because this could be undefined. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Let's start with the partial idea because I kind of like that better than having a bunch of arguments. That will necessitate refactoring my controller. New data, new user data, or new data. I guess I'll just call it new data as a partial user type. That's actually a great idea. I like this a lot better. Although, does this work? Or first name string is not assignable to parameter type user type. Is there an ID in here or something? No. Maybe because it's optional in. This was actually if. Oh, I see. Okay. You need to fix the current user first. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's do that first. So like instead, let's fix that here. So we have add user with an ID. Why am I putting ID in here for adding a user? Interesting. That actually might be why it was causing duplicates. I don't know why I ever thought of doing that. Why did I think of that as being smart? I don't know why I had that. I don't know why I had an optional pass in for that. I think I'll just do this. So I'll do add user. That looks fine. Okay. And then actually, you know what I'll do is I'll just do user. I'll just do new user as a user type, and then I'll just pass in the new user instead of all this constructor shit. Okay, so that should be fine. And then the get user is the same problem. So that's dot get user. And then because this could be an error, right? So I think the problem is because this could be an error, maybe? Ah, yeah, so I have to check whether it's not an error. So then that's back to the syntax that Jay mentioned. Yeah, oh, it could be user type or undefined. That's the other thing too. Okay, so that looks fine. So that's the with this.userdata.has. Ah, right. You are right, and I'll do that as another clause here. Okay, so that looks good. Otherwise, I'll return new error. Trying to update user with ID. Actually, I need this to be a literal. That doesn't exist, or something like this, right? I was talking about the get user method. Oh, yeah. But does .has actually return anything though? It just is it's just a true false. I want to actually return the user in like the user type. Oh. Right, I see. That's what it would be. That's stupid. Yeah. I don't know why I had that like that. Okay, that's what you mean. Would it not be and current user? Well, because the current user could be user type or error. Yeah, I guess it's true. And current user. Oh, like this? Ah, yes. Okay, you're right. Yeah. Right, because now the only thing it could be is a user type, right? So that actually fixed the issue. Yep, you're right. Cool. Check now the types for current user. Yeah, I think that's good now because we've eliminated that it's an error, so it's not an error and it exists, right? So it's not undefined and it's not an error. Yeah, I'll just write that here. Not undefined and not error. Actually, I should probably put that in the other order. Must be user type. Just like this, just for my own sanity. Okay, that's good. What are the return type of the get user function? The return type is a user type error undefined. That's what I was just saying. Because here you could return an error. This.user.get returns. Oh, I see what you're saying. I could just eliminate the undefinedness of that. I see what you mean, Gerbier. Although the undefined would never happen because this clause would always throw an error if you tried to get it, like this could never run if the ID didn't exist, right? So this could never, the undefined could never happen, technically, because it's either throws an error if it doesn't exist, or if it does exist, it gets it for you. Because does making a change in the return or get user function, like if doing if.user return this.user get ID else throw error, that actually might get rid of the undefined clause, or not the clause, the undefined option, right? Because this is technically unreachable, but it technically exists. No, you know that, but the program doesn't know that. Yeah, exactly. The program doesn't, or the compiler, the TypeScript compiler does not know that. No, I know. So let's try that again. Let's try this. Let's just refactor this then. So I'm just going to copy this return statement. We'll just reformulate the logic here. Has ID. Yeah. Return this.userdata.get ID. Otherwise this. And then I don't think we need this now. Oh no, we still do. Okay, why? Could this still be undefined? It still could be undefined. Yeah. Okay, so this doesn't really do anything. I'm surprised actually why. Because could the error throw undefined? No. +1 overload. Because I guess this could still return undefined, right? No, it doesn't make any difference, yeah. I mean, I think I can assert the truth of this. Or some shit. Now, I think the C... Oh no, that's sorry, not that. Where is it? This dot user data dot get, like here? There, that's what it would be, I think. Nope, never mind. There's a way of asserting that this is not undefined. One if the ID does not exist, another if the user does not exist. Error should be thrown and not returned. Okay, yeah, sure. That's fair. Okay, good point. Oh, it'll be like this, okay. Yeah, so now this should be, yeah, see? Oh, but it doesn't, okay. Yeah, so it's just user type. So now I don't even think I actually need any of the, I don't even think I need this anymore, right? Because it's just user type. Because now that it's not returned, so it's not an error, you can't, so the error's thrown, so it doesn't fuck with the types. That's, okay, that's good. So I think I can just do this and be fine, right? Because if there's an issue with this, it'll throw an error. Right? You need a try catch. Yes, exactly. Okay. So try. Yeah. I got you. Okay. But then I would just need to throw that error. Like this, maybe? Is it that easy? In the route as well? Yeah. So I don't need this anymore. Would the try catch go here? Like in the assuming. That's fine. Yeah, okay. But now let's go to the middleware, because the middleware is going to be all broken, right? So we need to fix that real quick. So this can be just a rec.body of first name y is rec. Object literal has mainly specified known properties. Glad someone's writing code themselves rather than using Claude. That's the goal, Fanstar. Your update method also throws the error, so you can completely get rid of the try catch in the update user method. Ah, okay, so I don't need it there then. So I don't need the try catch here. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure. I just did it just for, because it doesn't necessarily make anything worse. So yeah, you're right. I guess that's true, because this would handle it. So if I tried to update a user that doesn't exist, this error would be thrown anyway. Yeah, I see. New sub, by the way. I appreciate that, Fanstar. Yeah, the goal here is to, you know, learn how to code and figure shit out, basically. I'm just going to drop a couple links here in case you want to catch up to speed or get up to speed with what I do here and kind of what I'm about. But it's kind of like a collaborative programming environment sort of thing that I've got going here. So, but I appreciate the support. I really do. Anyway, okay. So now let's go back to our try catches here. So so we have create post. So we're going to try and add a user. And then, so this user needs to have a new user type as user type. And then this, okay, so what's this here? Object literal may only specify known properties. And rec does not exist in type user type. But rec is, okay, so I wonder if I need to construct it, like I need to do like const new user. Or if this just doesn't change anything. Oh, it's because this. Yeah. I'm silly, guys. Apologies. It's because the fields need to be named. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Because we're doing an object now instead of just passing in arguments, right? That's the reasoning. I'll just do this for ease of last name, and then age, and then email, and then bio. Right here. And then this will just make this a lot more readable, I think. There. Nice. You hate refactoring? Yeah. But it's necessary. I don't know. I don't know why I still like goof that up sometimes, where I like forget that objects need to have the freaking, like if you declare an object, you just need to have the freaking the properties and then the parameter or whatever it is, or the value. I don't know. But that's fine. Okay. Everything is on the body now. Just wait until it's on rec.form data. Interesting. Yeah. That's kind of like, is that like a data? What was the was that like the data dash, like the data? What was the data parameters for the? I remember doing that. It was like CSS data params or something. Like what was that called? Data attributes. Yeah, it was this shit, right? Data dash this, and then you can like access them. But why would it be if you're sending data in the post request? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Okay, so this is fine. So, all right. So now, I think though ultimately this really did help our situation, and it made this code a lot better. So then, update user. We only need. We need to pass. I wonder if, okay, so then let's just pass in. So this expects a partial, right? So I'll say user data to get user. Okay, so this needs to be refactored here. I don't know why I have a return here. Don't need that. So this needs to be updated. If we have to do certain frameworks to do form data, we have to do image uploads, and maybe form data is easier instead of multi-part uploads. Ah, okay. I'm like half following what you're talking about. Only I just am missing context, I think. Okay, so we have the match data. So we get the user, okay. Then I should also check if the user is not. Because what are we using this user for? I wonder. We're getting the data. And then I think we can do const partial is what did I call that? Okay, so I need to do users data, oops. Dot update user, and then I need to give it the ID. Direct dot pronouns dot ID and then the new data. It's not partial. New data as a partial of user type. And then we need to construct our new thing. And I think this just works. Maybe. Because then if this is undefined, then it'll say it'll be undefined. So I think this was fine. I think that works. I mean, it's a little bit verbose, but... Have a good day ahead, Ben. I need to go now. Have a good day. I appreciate that, Gravier. I've completed Python basics, but I want to know how one can master it, whether doing leak code questions or making projects. I think both are important, Fanstar. Sorry for taking a minute to get to your response, but I think both. I think leak code's good for thinking through tough logical problems, which can help you then solve more difficult logic problems when you get to project building. But I think you need to have both. That would be my suggestion. And then just depending on the day, do whatever you feel like. Your match data includes the new data? Yeah, it does. I think. So basically, it's pulling from this match data is from the validated data from the Express Validator API, right? So that's what this match data thing is here. It's not my function. This is from the Express Validator API. So I'm assuming that populates these. And then I'm using these to populate a new data partial, which I'm then passing into the update user, which this is my function. So you wouldn't need the new data variable? I don't think so. I could just put this directly inside of the update user. Because these are all their own constants here. But then I would basically just have to copy this constructor inside of, I mean, I could do that. I mean, that's fine. I could do it like this. You don't need it. You could do it like that, I suppose. Yeah, okay. I guess if that makes sense, then that's fine. So that's good. All right, I don't think there's any other issues with this. So I think we could probably test it now, I want to say. So let's just do that. Stack, age 25. B.A. It's my fucking auto suggestions. I need to turn those off, man. Keep friggin' putting my shit out there. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, create new user. And then, okay, so now the update is not calling. That's the problem. So when we go here, that link is busted. So that's the issue here. So we'll fix that after the break. Stay tuned. So it's trying to just call /update because it's not. I thought it was like getting the relative. So let's look at that here. Index user ID /update /user ID. Oh, the ID is not populating. Oh, that's the fucking problem. There's no ID. Why is there no ID? This should work. Crypto.random UUID. Adding a user. That's kind of weird. Break? Yes. You're right. That's true. I'm just reading it. Let's see if the deletion works anyway. Okay, well, same problem because there's no sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. There's no ID. The ID wasn't populated. I did not notice that. I'm actually going to look up how to turn off auto suggestions for a browser because I don't want that to keep happening. Turn off. This is technically a break because it's not related to the save and fill addresses. Okay, so it's Brave settings autofill. Allow autofill in private windows. Addresses and more. Save and fill addresses. Save and fill payments. No. Okay, so that's fine. So I turned off the addresses one. Okay, and I should say, okay, good. So, food for thought, when you refactored to use the map, you also removed the ID field, I think. The ID field became the key for the map, so it isn't returning as a part of the data. Okay. You're right. That is the reasoning. That is why. Yep, that is exactly why. So I need to have some other way of. So do I store the ID? Then yeah, no, you're right. That's exactly the reason. I didn't think of that for some reason. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Is there a way of getting the ID from the map? Because maybe what I could do is when I add the user, I could. I don't know. Oh, add the ID to the type as well. Yeah, I could do that. Good idea. Okay, I'll do that after the break. That's a good idea. Let's just test the, I just want to see. Okay, so no more suggestions. That's good. I mean, I don't care about Bitwarden. That's fine. But no more suggestions. There we go. Good. That's what I wanted. All right. All right. No, it's good to know. Yeah, I guess that's true. Because there's no, I guess with the map API, there's no way of just getting the IDs easily or the keys. Oh, I guess it's like this. You could do that. Oh, keys. You can just do map.keys. Which actually, so where's the user? So the user's passing in. I'm just thinking about this. No, so this would be in our middleware. I maybe could actually do the keys. You need a filter as well. Why would I need a filter? Like, because what if I did for this? I could do users data get all the users keys and then. Oh no, I think you're right. Oh wait, that's the update user. I'm silly. Include partials, errors, index for each user. ID is user ID. Ah, no, you're right. Because then I could. However, for the iterable here. No, I guess it's true. All right, let's just do it that way. Let's just put the ID back in the type. That's true. I forgot about that. Okay, so then we'll just do that. That's fine. And then we need to add user. And then the new user. Oh, the problem is the new user won't have. So I need to do this as a partial. And then I need to do. Wait, why doesn't that work? User type has this ID. Property first name is optional and type ID. Ah, because it's partial. That's annoying. You don't think it has to be partial? Yeah, but the problem is then is when we pass it this, I don't think because now when we're creating a new user in the middleware, we're gonna have a problem because we don't have the ID. Right? So the problem is where do we handle the ID? Where's the ID living? I think the ID should live in the storage. The problem is the controller needs to know an ID so that it can construct the object properly if we're having it as, oh, make the ID optional? Oh, that's true. I could do that. I could do that. Sure. That actually is fair. Okay. That actually fixes all my problems, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, now that might just work. I am silly. Okay. And then if we leave the bio empty, it doesn't matter. So then let's update it, and then we'll change this to .ca instead. And then this is a test. And I'll change my age to 26. Believe it or not, that knowledge came from using Prisma. Interesting. Oh, it worked. Beautiful. And then let's create another user. We'll do I don't know, John Doe. John Doe is 99, and then Doe at john.com, and then blah. Okay. And then now if we delete, it worked. Okay. That's like the whole thing. I think we did it. Now let's test the validator. Okay, so let's test the validator now. So if we try to create a new user, yeah, please fill out this field. And then so if I try to put in numbers, shouldn't work. Actually, well, let's just you know, let's just fuck around with this. So we're gonna have multiple issues. Okay, so please include an @ in the email address. Okay, so that's one thing. First name. Oh, so that actually was just done, I think, in as a part of this here is email. I think that's where that was coming from for the validation for the is email. First name must only contain letters. Last name must only contain letters. Age must be between 18 and 120. Invalid value. What the fuck is that about? Invalid value. What? Where's that coming from, bro? I don't know where this is coming from. That's very ominous. But these ones I have written in as things here. Yo, what's up, Blueberries? How's it going? Welcome in. Okay, so then, yeah. And then what's the search? I guess the search is something too. We have to do that. Oh, I know why. Oh, no, never mind. No, I don't. Age must be between 18 and 20. That's fine there. Oh, maybe because of the min and the max. No. I think the invalid error is coming from the email, like you said. Ah! That also could be. That also could be. Let's just change that. Email format is invalid. Okay, so then the only other problem with this is it when it refreshes the page, it deletes all the values in the thing. So I don't know if that's just like a UX thing though, right? 25. And then let's just do an invalid email. Okay, but it does that. Okay, but when I try to submit this, it'll come up with this pop-up, right? So let me just put an @ somewhere in there. Ah, see, that's annoying because then when I fix it, it doesn't. Maybe because it needs a dot, like it needs a .com. That could be. The HTML validator happens before the backend validator. Ooh, so that's the HTML validator. Okay. So I wonder then if I give it like da 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 at da 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 dot da da da. I wonder if that works, if it needs a domain. Oh, because the age doesn't exist. Oh my god. But the age should be optional. So I don't know why it's giving me an error there. Or do I need to put the dot isn't first? Yeah. So the dot optional should be fine. The other thing I should do is dot optional for the bio as well. No, that's true. That's the HTML validator. Isn't should be first. Okay, that makes sense. Let's try that out then. Okay, so then now if I just age must be between 18 and 20. Yeah, still same error. Oh, maybe because it's not undefined. What was the express validator? I want to do dot optional. Yeah, I'm lost on this one. I have the same issues with Zod. I don't know. Is Zod another template language? No. Or is that it's a validator. Sorry. No. The validator, like a backend validator. Do I do this? Oh, maybe not. It's a data validator. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, weird. I don't know why then that's not working. Oh, because they have it as optional here, right? So I don't know what that's about. So I don't know what the deal there is. That looked promising. Oh yeah, see how they did this? Oh, they did it in a list here. Yeah, that's probably... okay. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing, I guess. Yeah, because you have dot optional and then is mobile phone. I feel like optional has to go first. It feels better because then you want to eliminate it before you check for isn't. The include optionals. So I think what that is, Jay, is it includes it as, like, so if I go back here, basically what it'll do is if phone's not set, it'll just return the partial without the phone attribute. But here, if you do include optionals, then it'll just say like this. It'll include the phone, but set it to undefined. I don't think that's actually going to help us in this case. Because I don't think it's related to, it's not related to the validation. It's related to what's returned in the matched data. Right? I think that's actually what it is. Yeah, I didn't see that part. Yeah, no. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what we do about this. Let's see this. Express validator, optional, data not optional. Fucking, oh, check. No. Res.check. I wonder if that's rec.check. I don't know. Nullable true, maybe? This looks promising. Nullable true. Fields with null values will be considered optional. Although it looks like it's maybe deprecated. Dang it. It's deprecated. How old is this anyway? Oh, 11 years ago? Yeah, fuck's sake. That's crazy. Okay, so maybe that's not what we want. So then what does the optional take in? Values. Okay, so let's go to this and we'll go dot optional again. Yeah, there's no thing here. Yo, how's it going, Lord? Hold on, I just have to reply to a text. Okay. We good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for this one. I mean, we could just get around this by making it mandatory, but I feel like that's stupid. There should be allowed. You should be allowed to have optional. Optional data in validation chain specifically. So optional, we'll put somewhere. There's got to be an optional here. Yeah, here it is. Optional. You two are learning web dev. That's awesome. Undefined values are optional. Undefined and null values are optional. Falsy values are optional. Yeah, but it's like... Okay, so see, unlike validators and sanitizers, optional is not positional. It will affect how values are interpreted no matter where it happens in the chain. So there's a part of our answer to our question, Jay. So it doesn't matter the order of optional. So that's good to know, I think. You're going to start a new project soon. You've been enjoying summer. That's fair. You're allowed to enjoy summer, and I think you should be. Haven't doing many productive things as I probably should be. I mean, it feels like me too, man. Like, honestly, with all the shit that I've had to deal with like my new place and shit like that, it feels like I can't make the progress that I want to. And like work being annoying. So I know what you mean. Different reasons, but I know what you mean. Why not using ChatGPT? I like to learn without AI, Lord. That's just my method. I like to learn without AI, but that's just the way I do it. What's the theme I'm using? I think I have a command for that. Definitely is. It validates them all, and any failure returns the error. ChatGPT. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, any failure. Because any failure in the chain. Okay. So, but I think... So I wonder then if the value here is not falsy. It should be falsy. Because if it's empty... I don't know. Used the voice thing on Claude for the first time ever in my life last night, and it's a British voice. I see. Is that like... I guess that's just baked into it, eh? My thought is that an empty string or undefined is being received, but it's being ignored by optional. That's what I'm thinking too, Jay. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that age is an empty string. So do we check falsy? We do check falsy maybe, because I think we do check. Oh, but see, it's deprecated. It says it's deprecated, which is bullshit. Then what? Why? Yeah, they are aliases to options.values to null or falsy. Oh, options.values, maybe. Like this? No shot that actually works. The default is undefined, just undefined, I think, Jay. Should I use the new VS Code 2026 dark theme? I don't know, man. That's up to you. I think by default it's undefined. So that may actually check out. So now this should actually work, right? So this should actually be good. You're driving the other day and the guy next to me was having a full-on combo with ChatGPT voice while he was driving. Heard it because he had his windows down. That's dystopian as hell. And even better if he was talking to Grok in a Cybertruck. That would be like the fucking like peak. Because the amount of fucking Cybertrucks in this city that I live in is stupid. You like the Monokai Vibrant theme? Nice. I mean, we all have different preferences. I like this one. I don't know. It's kind of arbitrary. I'd be open to changing it in the future, but I just kind of use what I like. It's like not too dark. It's got some nice bright colors. There's a pinnacle of dystopia, Grok Cybertruck. Yeah, exactly. Wearing Apple Vision Pro. Wait, you are right now? Let's just see if this works. Okay, it does. Jay, that fixed it. That fixed the problem. So there we go. Cool. So it was indeed this. That was the thing. So I'll just put that here. Checks, assumes any value, any falsy value is optional when submitted. However, now if we update this and we try to give it an age that's invalid, like 1, it's gonna yell at us, which is good. Then it clears everything, which I don't like. So when it refreshes, it clears everything, which I don't want to be the thing. I don't like that. But you know, that is interesting. So we try to update the user and then we do something wrong. It fucks up, I think. User with a, oh, because I refreshed, that's why. Yeah, okay. I see multiple Cybertrucks a day here, and almost every other car is a Tesla. Yeah, exactly. Actually, the car that's parked next to mine in the garage is a Tesla, which is fun. See a lot of Teslas, just not Cybertrucks. Yeah, I actually see more Cybertrucks here than I ever have in my life. And maybe that's just because of the city I live in. I don't know. There's a lot of rich fucking dicks here. I don't know. Yeah. Gotta love living in kind of a, I guess, a suburb, like an upper middle class suburb, kind of. Even though we're not really in that suburb, we're kind of next to it. But there's an upper middle class, like, suburb nearby, full of these guys that think they're great, you know, these like homeowners, you know, proud homeowners. Anyway, whatever. So let's see. You take pride knowing I don't drive a dumpster adjacent vehicle. Yeah, I mean, you live in Tech Bro Central, nice. I mean, I drive a Toyota Corolla, like a 2020 Toyota Corolla. I don't know. I think I like it a lot, actually, and it's very good vehicle. No problems. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So I mean, 2020, it's a little old, but not really. Okay, so this is basically finished. The only problem is the updating issue. So when we update and it's invalid, then we have trouble, I think. So we're trying to set this, but I want to catch this before this happens, which we actually do in the controller. So let's go down to the controller. However, okay, so that is it actually updating the user? No. It's res.status 400.render. But then I want to populate the update user with, oh, you know what it is? No, I have those as the values. I don't understand then why this is happening. I drive a Honda Pilot with 240k miles on it. Jesus. And that's like in kilometers, that's like 450,000 kilometers. That's crazy. My car has about 44,000 kilometers on it, for reference, because I don't drive a whole lot. And we got it new. So sorry, we're talking about cars a little bit. Basically, the problem is if I'm making this is what's happening. So if I make a user, I'm kind of procrastinating. Let's just do Ben at stack.com. I don't know. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay, so then we make a user, and then we update the user. But then we put in something, we invalidate part of the data, all right? So let's put in an age that's like the wrong age. It'll clear the fields. I want them to repopulate. You know what I mean? Like, so if I put in here and then I update the user, I want these to stay persistent. I don't know why they clear out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's, like, I have the value here, and I'm not 100% sure why that's happening. Because when I submit, I guess it clears everything. Send the user data back in the update user posts. Yeah, I do though. Oh wait, no. That's going to the create user. Oh, I need this to go to update user. That's the problem. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, that's because I copy pasted this and didn't change it. Okay, that's why. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. That's just me being silly. Okay. So then we do that, then we update, and then we go update user age. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And then it keeps everything, which is what we want. So then let's give us a valid age, and then it'll update. Perfect. And then let's make the bio too long. I think that's too long, probably. Oh, no, it isn't. Believe it or not. That's not 200 characters somehow. Let's just do... Okay. Yeah, bio must be less than or equal to 200 characters. Perfect. Oh, but then the bio doesn't update. Interesting. So the bio still updates even if... Oh, wait, I guess it just cuts it off. I see. So even if I delete stuff, it doesn't change the... Okay. There's a couple weird bugs, but I mean, it's pretty much fine. Okay. So I think for, you know, sake of moving on, I think I'm just going to leave. There might be a couple bugs, but I'm going to leave it. So I'll say fix routes or middleware, or no, let's say add try catch error handling to middleware. Fix user API, or no, I should say fixes various, I don't know how to do this. Fix user API and middleware. Added try catch error handling to middleware. And then update or refactor user API. Okay, doesn't matter. That's good enough. Okay. Cool. Another 5-minute break. And then I'll get on to this search function. Because this is the next step here, is we need to do a search which accepts a GET request, and then add the search logic to your controller, which searches your list for a matching user. You need to use rec.query. Your GET request should handle searching for the user and then render the search results. So I don't know, like, because if we search, like, do we search by name? Like, what do we search by? I'm confused because we need to search by something. Because if we could search by any parameter, that's gonna be messy, right? So I think we have to search by first name or something like that, right? Or we need some key field to search by, and it's not gonna be the ID because the ID is ridiculous. We could do that. I guess we could have like multiple. Yeah, I guess we'd have multiple fields for the search. That's true. First name, last name, and email, yeah. Substring. Okay. Or I could just have multiple fields. I could have a first name field, last name field, and an email field. Because those are the only required fields. So what I can do is I can just create 3 fields. And then what it'll do is even if you leave one, they can all be optional for when you're searching. So then if it's empty, then it will be undefined, in which case it'll just match anything, right? So I think that's the next part we need to do here. Hopefully I can finish that in an hour. I don't know. We'll see. But I need to add another view, I believe, right? Unless I don't, actually, probably. We have the index. We're create user, update user. Yeah, because this goes through all of them, so we probably want to do our own view for this, I think. What I was thinking is that the query would be the substring and returns results for any items that maps the substring and fname, lname, or email. It should be one function call. Okay. Well, I was thinking no. So what I was thinking, Jay, this is you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I was thinking of having some sort of a similar view. Okay, so like search user.ejs or whatever it is, right? And then I have multiple fields, and then I submit it as a form. As a I guess it would be a get request. And then it would essentially take in from rec.query. That's where it would get the results from, right? But I see what you're saying. But I think the idea, here is that they want us to use the form stuff. So it's gonna be very similar to what we've done in the past. If the multiple fields part for search, that is an anti-pattern from a UX perspective. What's an anti-pattern? Not familiar with that. Like something bad? Counterproductive solution? Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair, okay. Alright, but then I guess it could still be a form. We just only have one field in the form. So we don't have to ditch the form idea. We can just have one field. We just have like search terms or something like this. Yeah. Okay, so we'll still keep it a form. I think that's what we'll do. And then we'll just process the data in the middleware, accordingly. So it shouldn't be an issue. Should definitely be a form, yeah. No, it's good. I wanted it to be a form because it's kind of how this is being laid out. Anytime you're submitting data to the backend, it should be through a form, I would assume. Well, I mean, if it's like, user entered data. All right, let's do another 25. All right, so let's copy one of these. Which one should I copy? Probably the update user. So we'll copy. There's a duplicate here, isn't there? Just Control-C, Control-V. Rename. Okay, so we have the errors, and then we have the route will be search, and then the method will be a get method. And then we'll remove all of these. Actually, we'll leave the last two breaks down there. And then we'll say search. Call it like search terms. And then we'll make it a required field still. All right, so I think that's fine. Okay, so we have our search, and then so now we need to actually add the thing to our controllers. So I'll do search or user by either first name, last name, and / or email. The type can be set to search as well. Oh, can it really? Okay, I didn't know that. That's actually good to know. Let's do that then. I didn't know that was a thing. The more you know. Type of input is search. Difference than text. I'm just putting that for my own reference. Okay. Const users search get. And then so we probably want to do, I don't think we need a validation chain, do we? Do we need to do a validation for if we just have this as a required field? Oh, good for, okay, I'll add that in there. That's actually good. That's good, Jay. I wasn't sure if there was actually a difference, so that's actually good to know. Okay, so I don't know if I need a validation chain for this, to be honest with you, because all I'm looking for is that the search isn't empty, and the HTML can handle that. So I don't know, unless we want to sanitize it for is alphanumeric maybe, because then they could fucking put some bullshit in here. Const validate search. I'll just call it validate search. And then we'll do body of the search term dot is alphanumeric. Or actually, I would just want it to be I would just want it to be like include any, because it could have the @ symbol, right? So I don't know which. Let's look up here. Is alpha 2? Okay, that's not helpful. The only time validation would come in handy is to prevent processing times. For example, if I search the letter A, it would return everything with the letter A. Well, the only reason I'm trying to put this in here is because I don't want it to be like malicious, right? I don't want someone to put in a search term that's gonna like, although in React you have a debounce method that would do it for you. Okay. Like for what specifically? Okay, so can I put because how do I check like that it's not something bad? So the validation I'd use would be not to search the database unless there are at least 3 characters in the query. That's fair. Yeah, but what if like somebody, for instance, puts like but what if someone like puts like a SQL injection or something bad? That's what I'm thinking. But if it's just a GET request, I don't think. Well, I guess you're searching the database anyway, so I don't think it's really a big deal. Like, I don't think there's really any risk of that. You aren't using SQL at the moment? Yeah, I guess not. I guess that's true. I guess that's true. But they couldn't put in any sort of malicious thing. I'm just trying to think about, like, I guess more broadly speaking from this project, like how you would handle that, like in, there's no database. You're right. Lost the plot. But you're right. That is true. I think the thing that I'm thinking of is how would you handle this if there was a database that you're grabbing from, right? But you are using, yeah, okay. So I'll just say is Alpha. Because what's the right one I want? Because it's not alphanumeric necessarily. I want it to do is ISO 3166 alpha 2. That's coming. It's great that you're thinking about it now, though. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that just because, like, oh, I see. So that's not actually an ASCII thing. Okay, so that's not what I want. I don't know what all these ISOs are. Just getting to that time of night, I think, where like I'm losing between like because I'm working with get and post. I'm like thinking in terms of SQL, but I'm not. It's not SQL. Because I don't want to just do is. I see to do is ASCII. Is ASCII? Sure. Let's just say it's ASCII. And then can I put in a length here? Or max of like, or min, I mean, of 3? Or some shit? No, how does this work? How do we do the length of this? Let's see. Trim. Oh, maybe we want to trim it. That's the other thing we might want to do. Is not empty an option? It is. It is an option. It should be is n. I thought it was an option. Oh, is empty is here. So we can do is empty and then is and then we could negate that with not. Not is empty. Something like this, right? But then I don't know how to check for length. Right? Oh, is length. I see. It's just is length. And then so that would be a min of 3, right? But then how do we ignore spaces on that one? I guess trim isn't necessarily what we want. Because I feel like trim will remove all of the white space, which is maybe not what we're wanting, because we want white space. Past second parameter max. Well, I mean, I could put in a max too, but I'm not thinking. I just think we're thinking about minimums. You'd remove the not is empty and leave the rest. Fair enough. Yeah, because I guess that's kind of superfluous, right? I mean, we could put in a max of like 200 just as some arbitrary value, but I don't think it's necessary. Sure, let's just work with this. The trim comes in handy, yeah, but the thing that I'm wondering though with the trim, Jay, is like let's say you did it spaced out, so you did like first name space, last name space, email. Would it trim out that white space in the middle and then put it all together? I guess you could just like pattern match against. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Only the ends? Oh, it only does the ends. Okay. Then we'll be fine. So we'll be good. Okay. Strip low. Then leave space. Trim leave spaces in between. Okay, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Okay, so then we'll put that inside of our. We'll export that as our search. Validate search. And then we'll also export users search get as well. Don't forget to lowercase before the query search. That's true. However, in the I don't think I'm not sure it matters because I guess you could ignore case, yeah. Because in the database it's stored, or not the database, my API, I guess it's stored case sensitive. So, but no, you're right, Mohammed. That's a good practice. Good idea. I think I can do that here, right? Yeah, 2 lowercase. Right here. Okay. All right. So then now, okay. So that's our validator. So then for the, let's just do the router. And then we'll do validate search, and then actually I'll update the import, and then I'll do users search get as well. So there's our router entry. And then, okay, so then now we just need to fill in this middleware. So we need to search, so we'll do a try catch, I guess. Right? Okay. So we need to look for that stuff. So we need to iterate through, I guess there's not really a convenient way of doing this. We would need to have some sort of iterable. So I'm thinking of maybe doing the what's this? Oh no, it's just matches. So I think we'll need to, there's probably no easy way to do this, right? Like I think we just have to cycle through everything, right? So what I can do is I can first get the search. So I can say const search term is equal to rec.body.search term. Okay. So now we have the search term. And this is just so we don't forget rec.body, right? So we have the search term, and then we need to use this search term. We need to separate it into, because if it's spaced out, we need to separate it into, or we could just do partial match. But that would break things. I'm just thinking about how to do this here. I'm new here. May I know what is he coding? I am working on an exercise with Node and Express to essentially just create users inside of Node and Express project. And it's just backend, learning backend. We're probably not going to get to Postgres this stream, but I wasn't sure. But that's currently what I'm working on, and it's with the Odin Project. So I'm using the Odin Project as my learning guide, I guess. Okay, so I'm just thinking about the best way to iterate through this. I guess we just check the whole, because I hazard to do that because I don't want to check. We check for like partial matches, but then that won't really work. Well, I guess it would. I guess it'd be fine. You'll need an algorithm, yeah. So I'm thinking I might just do it a naive way. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop through every single entry inside of our user data. Okay? And then I'm going to basically create I'm going to construct a new map. Well, actually, I guess no. Or I guess I can just have an array. And then I can get each object from the user data list and then check it for that it partially matches the search term. Or that the search term partially matches the field, I should say. That's a naive way of doing it. But I'm going to do it that way because, again, I don't think that, the exercise isn't really about the algorithm, right? It's about the structure. So I think that's the way I'm going to do it. So let's go to JS map. I wouldn't introduce a new variable. You then have to clean it up. Can I ask why? There was the iterable thing here. Where is the iterable? There was the dot keys, I think, somewhere in here. It's a small thing, but an extra task. You know what I'll do? Okay. So you know what I'll do? Fine. So what we'll do is we'll say users is equal to users data dot get all users and then dot keys. Right? And then we can put them into an array. Oh no, we can't. That's not how that works. So the array, okay, so then what we'll do, for example, if the user goes to search after searching, the pre-existing results would appear. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's fair enough. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay. So, alright, so we have the search results. So then what I'll do is I'll just do users.forEach user ID, right? Because it's just a bunch of IDs. User IDs. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll just do a users data dot get user from the user ID. And then I need to say const this or current user is this. I'd even just say user. Doesn't matter. And then I'll say, and then we'll check for a partial match for each of the fields from the search results, I think. A reduce method might make more sense. I hate them, but it might be what you need here. I think I could do it. I'm just thinking about what the reduce, like I know what the reduce does, but I'm just thinking about how that would work for this. Why would I need a reduce method though? Because the reduce takes an array, an iterable, and then it reduces it into a single value. Because what I need ultimately is the search get to return an array. Right? Oh, and I see. Okay, so then the other thing is for this, I need to actually populate the search terms underneath here. I didn't think about that part. So this is actually going to need to take in results. I forgot about that. This is going to need to take in results here, which is going to be an array. So it's actually it's going to need to be here. That's what I meant. First time here, I just learned React and Tailwind for front end. Also, I started learning Node.js and Express. If you give me some kind of roadmap, become a full stack dev for a job. I used the Odin Project Film Fest, and I honestly find it the best roadmap, at least that I've found. So that's what I'm using to guide myself. If you go to the Node.js course on Odin, you will get a list of, kind of lessons that you can follow, and that's what I'm currently using. Allows you to do multiple tests and add the accumulator array results. If a test fails, you don't have to go through the array to check. Oh, yeah. If a test doesn't fail. Okay, so let's think about how to do that. The first thing we need to do, well, actually, the other thing we need to do is we need to have the search results inside of our template, right? So we need to have this as renderable, and then, because we don't actually do that yet within the controller. For the res.render, which is up here, we need to include like search results. So we'd have title, and then like search results or something as an object, right? So this actually wouldn't be, there would be no redirect. So we'll iterate over then the keys. So we'll do a reduce for the keys, is what you're saying. So we'll do a reduce here. And then can I put in, like, this is a pretty difficult curveball. Kind of. No, reduce JS. I'm like stupid. Okay. I'm just looking at the, okay, so we have the accumulator and the current value. But then can I, like, would we do something like this? I don't know. I'm just thinking here. Or maybe just like, I'll keep it like that. And then we push something onto the... And then the initial value is empty. But I don't know how to add to an array. Like, you know what I mean? Because this is like not... A return? Yeah, no. So I have a return. Oh. Return user. Oh, because that adds to the accumulator. I see. But then I need to check. I need to check all the conditions, right? Well, because the return is what's being returned from, like, so you're adding something to the accumulator, right? Like, the accumulator has to accumulate stuff. So I need to append something to the end of the accumulator. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So it's fine. So then what we'll do is we'll say, so we'll say if we need to check the matching, right? So we have our user IDs, and then we need to check matching, right? So we need to say if user dot first name, and then we need to say, like, is there a partial match, I wonder? So what I can say is I can say if rec.body dot, let's see, actually, let's look up partial string matches, or substring, as we were talking about. Check for substring JS, I think. Oh, string dot includes. Okay, so this would be if user dot first name dot includes search rec dot body dot search term, or user dot last name dot includes rec dot body search results, or not search results, search term. I think it'd be something like this. Be something like that. Oh, you'd push. Yeah. Okay, so I see. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So we'll do this. Yeah. Okay. So then, okay. So, but the problem is the user is not assignable to of type never. Okay, so it doesn't like that. I see what you're saying though, Jay, yeah. So ACC is never. Can I do this as a custom type, or is that like bad? Is that big no-no? Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so maybe that just works then. Sure. Okay. Take another 5-minute break, and see if it does anything. We'll find out. The problem is then now I need to render this, right? So I need to render the search results underneath. I need to do the res.render thing, right? So I'll do that after the break. In theory, you should be able to return the search results array. Well, no, because this is the get, and then I need to render it, right? So I need to essentially put this search results array inside of the render as an attribute, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a for each inside of here like I did with this to render the search results. Does that make sense? Maybe? I hope. Kind of. The only problem is it might not be defined right away. Right? I don't know if you can see like what I'm talking about here. Is I was going to have it as like a parameter. You meant return the data. Oh, you mean for like this? From this, like, sub function here? Like the reduce? Or are we still, where are we? Are we still on the reduce, or are we on the, are we talking like the outer function? Like the middleware, specifically? Yo, what is going on Discord? Dang, I got some Discord stuff to look at after. In your try, you would need to return search results somewhere. Ah, okay. But is the return okay? This is just what I'm thinking. I see what you mean, but like, okay, so this is just what I'm. So if I have a get here, the return isn't like. So what I would do is I would do something like res.render, and then I would have my thing, and then I'd have like title as like search for user, and then like search results as, right? Something like this. That's what I would do. Right? And then that's where the return would be. Because you know what I mean? And then that gives the search results to the EJS template. Unless I'm missing something. If I'm missing something, let me know. But I think that was my kind of thinking. Because I could be off base with that. I don't know. Cool. Yeah. Then we need to render that out, obviously, here. We need to render the search results. However, the only problem is it's not going to... I wonder then if No. Because we kind of have the... I wonder if we put the search form inside of the index, and then when we search it redirect. Like, I don't know how to handle that specifically, or if it's all just going to be on one page. But I don't know how to check. I guess I could check whether it exists or not. Because the problem is when we navigate, like if I'm navigating to that page, like, so if I go to index here, let me just, so I just need to connect everything up. You're here, man, sticking to the basics, yeah. So I need to add an href. But then the problem is then it won't, it might take a week, yeah, I know. All I'm trying to do is, let's just keep it like that. I'll just add a break. You can definitely do it, but I can imagine the headache. No, well, so I'm just going to go with, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. The only thing is, I think now this, though, like, because I need to check whether the, because if I just navigate to the search URL, it's going to expect to see the, oh, so we just do a if locals, so we just do a check here. We just do what we literally did here. So we'll just do that. So we'll just do a UL, and then we'll just do like quite literally what we did here. So that's kind of figured out for us. So I think the middleware is done. I think the middleware is done for now in the router. So I'll have that closed. And then we'll just do it like this. So we'll say if locals dot search results, and then search results dot for each, and then result. Or I guess I'll say, or user. I'll just say user. And then we populate it very similarly to here. But I don't think we need to actually include the form underneath or anything like that, right? User update link. Form action. Oh, and then that's the delete, okay. So I think that's all we need. And then we need obviously the closing bits here, which is fucking annoying. Oops. It's gonna like format all fucking weird, but it is what it is. I think that's fine. Right? Now, the other thing I would want to do is maybe check, this is annoying. If the search results is empty, then I want to do a conditional rendering. You have to go to the grocery store. I'll be listening. I appreciate you. Okay, so I'll just finish this off. You know what I'll do? I'll add a secondary if here. If local search results dot length is greater than 0, then we'll do this, and then I need another curly. Wait, but where's the... Oh, no, that needs to be... This is on the wrong side. What? Hold on. What's the problem here? Oh, because this is the for each loop, right? Okay, so it actually does need to be on the outside. Like this. Okay. And then otherwise, we just render like some bullshit, right? Like there were no, like search yielded no results or something. That search or no results or something like that, right? Doesn't matter what it is. And see, I hate how it freaking it's disgusting. EJS. The at least the prettier engine is just shitting the bed on this. All right, that's fine. So that should be good. So now if the length is 0, then we render. If it's greater than 0, then we render the results. Otherwise, we see no results. Right? So that should be fine. Now, I'm very skeptical whether or not this is going to work. But we'll find out. So, okay, just failed to look up view search in directory. Oh, because it's not in the, wait. Should be in the views. Yeah, it's in the views. What is the problem here? Am I going to limit the length of the characters one can search, and for what are you doing for sanitization? I'm not worrying about sanitization at the minute. I'm just trying to get the search thing to work, like, period. But no worries. No worries, Tyler. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it to work first, and then I'm going to worry about the nitty-gritty stuff. But essentially, okay, so this is a routing issue. So failed to look up view search in views directory, but it's here. Oh, you know why? Because I need to refresh the server. That's the problem. I probably need to refresh the server. That might be the issue. Oh, still didn't like it, I guess. Failed to look up view. Okay, so. Yeah, so, okay, so it is in the views. And then what's my middleware looking like? Again, user search get, res.render search. Where's the render? Create user search. Yeah, that should work, man. Not sure why that's not working. Because, okay, so we have our search. And then let's go to the, where's the router? Do a get and post request for search? Yeah, but does the search the search is ultimately a get request though. So why would I do a post? I think maybe the problem is user search get, and we navigate here. It's not given maybe like there's no there's no basic. Try without the slash. No, I don't think that's it. Yo, how's it going, Gervier? Because you have to post your query. Oh, and it's, you know what it is too. It's not res.body. It's res.query. That's the other thing that I fucked up here. It's res.query. That's the other problem. Or rec.query. What is it's what it said anyway. You'll need to use rec.query. and all these. What am I doing now? Working on getting I'm basically working on a search feature. So the idea is that if you have a bunch of users in your database or whatever it is, whatever stored, then you can search for them. But I think Jay might be onto something. I'm just gonna see whether this works or not. And if this doesn't work, then I'll refactor again. But it probably won't. Okay, so now it's just like, oh, because the server is not running. That's my problem. Yeah. Okay. So this is the issue here. So I wonder then if it is a get versus post thing. Doesn't Express expect that the view path to be relative to the designated view folder? You know. Oh, that's for the. Fuck. What is that for? You're right, but that's for something different. That's for the rendering. So Tyler, when you're rendering here, this is relative, I believe, for the EJS, but I don't think it's relative for the Express. Yeah, that's what it is. That's where it's relative. That's the trick. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna refactor and follow Jay's lead on this one because I think that's a better. But the only thing is no, yeah, let's just do the post. It says get request here. That's fucking stupid. Oh. I'm just gonna do it my way instead of Odin's way. I'm not gonna listen to those bastards anymore. So this will actually be called post. And then I'm gonna also have a user's search get as well, just for the page. Right? And then I'm just going to do the try catch as well. I'm just going to keep this consistent. Okay, and then I'll just serve that. I'll just essentially do res.render. With just the title. But okay, so then the post request here. We don't have any rendering of that, do we? No, I haven't done this in a while. My mind also went to the state being empty on the initial GET request. Yeah, I think. Well, because okay, so the post, we don't want to render after a post, do we? Maybe we do. Actually, that might be fine. Yeah, because there's gonna be no search results, right? But we're handling that here, so it's not a big deal. So if we don't define search results, it's not going to be a big deal because we've handled it. However, we might want to put this on the outside of the UL, now that I think about it. And then put this here. This. Because we don't want to render an empty UL tag, right? So that's fine. We don't need that. So I think this is all well and good. So, yeah, I mean, I think this works now. Yeah, okay, so it does render. And then we should have no results. Okay, so let's just do, okay, so it didn't populate the bottom here. Ah, but this is going to be, Yeah, it didn't. Well, I guess it didn't populate, but it should have. It should have created it and then had search results length is greater. I don't know. Should have said it. Should have said no results or something. So let's just like create. Let's just create my user here. Yeah. So okay. So it didn't populate underneath, which is what we would want, right? Oh, it's because you know why? I need to change the method here. The method needs to be post. That was the problem. Okay, so now maybe this works. No. Maybe I need to not post at /search. Oh, because maybe it needs to have its own route. Because there's a get and a post for the same route. I wonder if that's the problem. Oh, because I don't have I know why. Because my router's fucked. My router's fucked, guys. That's why. It doesn't have a route. That's the problem. Forgot to update my router. And then this needs to be imported. Yeah, okay. That's why. It's too many parts, you know? Let's just go to 8080. And then, so let's create a new one. Okay, so we got a new user, and then we search. Error, failed to look up view search and views directory. Why? It was literally there, bro. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. So where is that happening? Function dot render. Okay, so it is the dot render function. So this is the problem. Oh, it's because of this fucking slash there, man. That's why. Yeah, no, Tyler, you were right for that one part here. You were right. I just wasn't. That's the view path for the res.render. Yeah, you were right. You were right. You were right. I misunderstood what you meant. There we go. That is my fault. I should have been listening. Booyah. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Although I don't think. Oh, okay. So we need to create. So let's just do. That you were right. You were right. You were right. Okay. Sorry, I was blind. Okay. So there we go. So there's my user, and then we'll search, and then we'll do a bad search. So we'll just say like gibberish. Okay, so it matched it anyway. That's weird. But if I search something and it matches, okay, so that's interesting. Okay, let me see. Yeah, because it found the user, but if I search for gibberish, it's gonna return it, which is not what I want. So that's an issue with the controller, I think. Search results. If user.firstname not includes. Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. I don't think you use substring specifically. Hi. Sorry. Position number boolean. Position is undefined. 0. Returns true if the search string appears in a substring of the result of the converting. That's what I want though, because I want the search term to maybe be a substring of one of these, right? Like, so user.firstname is is the string, right? And then dot includes returns true if search string appears. So the search string is this. Appears as a substring inside of this, right? Appears as a substring of the result of the converting this object to a string at one or more positions that are greater than or equal to the position, but the positions is empty, so it doesn't matter. So I don't know why that's not working. Or it's actually this is all returning true. Or one of these is returning true. This is true. So then we'll do a bunch of gibberish. Oh, now it's no results. Oh, because the user died. Because of the save. This is annoying, but I should have a persistent user that just exists instead of having to make one every time. Yeah, so this is running. So these are hitting it's hitting this when it shouldn't be. What if we print out the search term? Actually, I don't even think I need to do that. Rect.body. We print out the search term. Because I have a sneaky suspicion that the search term is empty. I have a sneaky suspicion that it's empty. And the other thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to modify this views here. Where is this? New map. And then I'm going to add a user. Dummy user. And I'll just say const dummy user. I won't have this undefined, we'll just have it as empty. Oh. Oh, as user type. Can't have this empty. I'll just put fucking 25, whatever. Argument of type string undefined as string. Okay. Just so that when we refresh every time, we won't have to keep adding a user. So that's good. So that populated properly. Okay. So all right. So now. Let's just do, okay. Yes, it is indeed nothing. So the search results, or the search term is nothing. Okay, so that's interesting. Search terms, plural, but it's not search terms, it's search term. Actually, well, maybe I'll just keep it that way. That's I used the wrong thing in the controller. It needs to be search terms. Dude, okay, so now that's fine. I had the wrong name. Okay, so that's my bad. And then if we do Ben. There we go. That's good. And if we do stack, it should be fine. And then if we do ben at stack, it's good. But then if we do gibberish, then it'll return nothing. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Perfect. All right, I figured it out. We got it. So let's just speed run, add a couple more users here with some overlapping and they don't need, it doesn't need to have, and then we'll just do, I don't know, fucking, just think of names. Jack. I don't know why that came to mind. I did not watch Pirates of the Caribbean recently. Okay, so then we need to have some with overlapping. Okay, so then these have overlapping emails. So then if we search and we do J, then we get our J named guys, right? But then if we do B, then we get BenStack. Okay, that's it. I think I did it. I think that's good. I think that's fine. I think that's finished, maybe. We'll probably polish it up and you know, work out any kinks next time, but I think that's pretty well finished. So I did it just in the nick of time, actually. So there we go. Anyway. Yeah, I think what they wanted me to do here. Oh no, they didn't though. They said display the search results in a new view. So I wonder if this then, the original search, I wonder if then they wanted me to put the search bar on the main page. I think that's what they wanted me to do. Right? I think what they wanted me to do is put the search bar on the index. Which is why then it was a GET request, right? I think that's why. I think that's the reason. But I don't really care because it's like 90% the same anyway. Whether I put the search bar on its own page or not, right? Doesn't really matter. So I think that's fine. But anyway, I'm gonna end it off there today, guys. So that's kind of concluding this forms and data handling thing. I'll just make a commit here. Added search route with search functionality. Will this fit? Oh, barely. Okay. Nice. All right. So that's going to be it for today. I'll be live again tomorrow, same time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to follow my journey, again, I'd really appreciate a subscribe. You know, trying to get monetized, maybe make a couple, you know, some side cash or whatever. So that'd be nice. The support's great. I appreciate all of you watching, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. So.